One of the toughest things to do in all of college football is win on the road. When you're a ranked team going into a hostile environment, these fans are ready to knock them off course. Welcome, everyone, to the home of the Golden Bears in Berkeley in California Memorial Stadium. As we'll see the number 21 team in the country, the Clemson Tigers, taking on another team from the ACC, the California Golden Bears. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollock and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. Clemson will boot it away to get this one started. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. So the Cal Golden Bears offense makes its way onto the field to open this game. And are we ever lucky to see these two great quarterbacks in action here today? And Jesse, it won't be long before we'll see them squaring off on Sundays.
Yeah, these guys can both stress a defense for similar reasons, and we've seen it all year long, right? Both guys have tremendous arm talent, and both guys can hurt you running the football as well. So these defenses are really going to have to be careful with how they try and defend these two quarterbacks. David, this one could come down to which guy has the ball last.
Yeah, which is really, really cool. A big showdown. They know what's on the line. Man, these are two huge names, you know, brand versus brand, big-time baller versus big-time baller, trying to come out on top. Yeah, defenses, I feel bad for them today. That's not what this is about. This is about the QBs.
And the Golden Bears are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. Back to throw, it's Shamanik. Got his man downfield. Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. Just making a huge play, and he sets him up all the way down at the 14. The entire complexion of this possession changed on that one play. Now they've got it 1st and 10 inside the 20. He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Wants to fire on 2nd down. Finds his big tight end. That completion gets them inside the 10, and the defense is running out of room to defend. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a 1st and goal. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up.
Well, this offense has gone his way early and often in this game. They've gotten into a nice rhythm. That time, though, the defense was expecting the throw going his way, and they put a really nice hit on him to force the incompletion.
So after the last drive ended with a field goal, the kickoff team out there to send it away.
This is a team that really prides themselves on starting fast. We've seen that before, and here they are playing at home today. Nice job on the opening drive. Lots of poise, good emotion. They don't get the touchdown they would have liked, but they kick a nice field goal. They've got the lead. Head coach has to be happy with that.
So Clemson's offense will have its first possession of the game. And last week, you want to talk about a guy using every tool in the bag from the running back position. David, this guy did it.
He was a monster, man. I think when you turned on the tape this week, you saw it, man. So many different ways he could hurt you, and he could be a focal point of this offense. The defense, they know well and good of what happened last week. And their first objective this week, Palmer, is to stop that dude.
Yeah, they know the entire offense goes through him. All week long, they've been stressing tackling, staying in your gaps, waiting at the point of attack, getting as many hats to the football as humanly possible, because you can't shut this guy down. You can only hope to contain him, but what a challenge this defense faces today.
Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Somebody needs to make a play here. It's 3rd and long from the 26. Looking to throw, it's Connors. Unloads to the wideout. Just missed his man, gave him just a little too much.
Well, it's not quite the start this offense wanted to have on 3rd downs. Their first opportunity, that one falls incomplete. They're going to have to be better on those critical downs as this game goes on.
He's brought down, but there's also a penalty marker down. Let's see what this is about. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. They'll crank up this drive with the pass. Makes the catch.
That's a good job by the drag route there, understanding its zone coverage. So instead of continuing to run across the field, he settles down into an open spot, making it easy for his quarterback.
The give on the inside. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it. Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Caught over the middle, it's Best. Building momentum, picking up a chunk of yardage, moving the chains out to the 34. The Golden Bears come to the line with a fresh set of downs. The short hands, it's Best. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short game there.
Really nice job by the quarterback, dropping back, understanding. He knew his wide receiver was going to drag across the middle of the field. Good timing, waiting for him to come open, hitting him with the strike.
And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense.
Well, they were trying to sneak him out of the backfield that time into the passing game, but that did not fool anybody on defense. What a hit, forcing that incompletion.
Here comes the heat. Wide open downfield. And he was on his way. Gets it all the way to the 38.
Man, we're seeing the tight end used more and more in the passing game. You see him moving inside. You see him moving outside. You see him moving in the box to block people. So here they put him in the slot and just have a nice little pitch and catch session.
Wants to throw on 1st down. It's complete. Brings into the open. And he was able to get away from one tackle, but plenty of help was on the way. Decent pickup on that play. And the Golden Bears in a good spot here with 2nd and short. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. Nice pickup on the ground there. They'll move the sticks with the 1st down.
This defense really is on their heels. They've been on the field now for a long time on this drive, and they're just getting pushed around at the point of attack up front like we saw in that last play.
On the move, it's Tolzien. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. 2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Wants to adjust the pattern. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down.
Man, it's easy to play defense when you can do this. When you can get to the quarterback quick and make him make a decision quick, it makes it easier for the secondary, for the linebackers, for everybody on the field.
Got it! He gets it in! Touchdown, Golden Bears!
Big-time players make big plays in big games, man. It seems like each and every week when this guy has an opportunity in the end zone, he's coming up with the big one. That time, great job focusing and concentration. Defense not able to cover him. That's his now 10th receiving touchdown on the year.
Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. They've spotted them a 10-0 start. Now to see if they can answer on this drive. Out of the chute, quick toss to the right. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
For a wide receiver screen to work, you've got to have better blocking out in front by other receivers, and they're just not physical enough at the point on that last play.
Oh, better look out! Gets it past the first down marker and still running. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Right back to the well. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
On the flag. Second down.
That's the end of the period, and Cal is on top. They largely dominated this first quarter as indicated by the stats. This could be a pivotal moment in this game as we open the second period and they try to find a way to answer. So second down here as we're back at it after the break. Now the play fake. It's complete to the right. Turning it on. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
That looks like a real simple play by the wide receiver, but give him a ton of credit. That was an excellent route. He never telegraphed that he was breaking to the outside. Kept his eyes downfield, so when he cuts, he's able to get maximum separation from the defender, and that's why that play is successful.
Wide open space. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Tigers. And a huge run from the back for 6.
Man, it's nice to have a running back that can do that. That makes everything else easy on offense. Hey, hand it to that guy. He makes a big play. Yes, please.
And he did make that extra point. No issue with the treacherous footing. From inside the 10, here he comes. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. The Cal offense is headed back onto the field. That last touchdown drive was surgical through the air, Jesse.
It sure was, and that's why this offense is so dangerous, David, because they can score in a hurry because of how efficient they are throwing the football.
Lots of room to run. He's at the 40. The 20. You want to talk about shifting the field in an instant. He's got it all the way down to the 10-yard line. They built this offense around finding mismatches and just get the ball to the back and let him do his thing.
Yeah, it didn't have to be long down the field. Like it threw it right near the line of scrimmage, but you know I got a guy, when he gets in space, he can make big plays happen. Nice decision by the QB.
Well, they're trying to run the football there, just nowhere to go. They got dominated up front at the point of attack.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. Looking to fire. Looking for the goal line. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Cal!
Speed kills this offense. They've got multiple guys that can burn you. You can see it doesn't take them long to light up the scoreboard.
And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. That deficit has now grown to double digits, down 17-7 as they start this drive. Pulls and fires complete. Nice gain on that play, but a little bit short of the first down. The Tigers can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. They'll move the wide receiver. Quarterback quick pass to the receiver. And he surges up to the 36-yard line, and they'll move the chain. Clemson jumps to the line. On the move. Out of the crowd, and now he's got room. This conference has a history of getting wacky, and the last thing you need to do is get off to a slow start in ACC play.
And what does everybody talk about every year, right? Like conference games, how much they matter, the familiarity with everybody around you. You can only start this one time, so let's bring that energy, bring that momentum. Who wants to start the season off right?
Well, the ACC is a conference that feels like oftentimes it just goes down to the wire. And those games late in the season are the ones that really determine what happens. But you got to set yourself up for success, and it starts right here in the first conference game in the ACC for your team.
And the deflection by the defense. Great play on third down brings us to fourth. Clemson will send the punt team out. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. Catches it cleanly at the 20. Everybody stays in their lanes well enough, and they stop him at the 31-yard line. Cal gets it back. The sturdy Golden Bear offense on its way to the field. Basically, everything they've tried has worked, scoring a couple of touchdowns and a field goal on their first 3 possessions. And they pick up just a few on that completion. They'll line up for a second down play. Back to pass. Finds his big tight end. Brought down at the 46, but he got 10 on the play. The offense setting up shop at the 46, first and 10. Finds his big tight end. Got room at the 35. Ripping through the defense and getting it all the way down to the 24-yard line.
It feels like everything this play caller has called has worked so far in this first half for the offense. They've generated a really nice lead, lighting up the scoreboard, and they're staying aggressive. They're throwing the football. They're dictating everything right now to the defense.
Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Golden Bears will snap it on first and 10. They're threatening to score, and they'll throw it. Working that left side now. They get it down to the 7 on that pass play, in prime position for a score.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense, catching the football.
Going to work in the red zone. They can pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. They'll go to work in the air on second down. He got it! He's all the way down to the 2-yard line. Just spectacular execution there.
Well, this defense now is just getting gashed. And if you're the defensive coordinator, you might now want to think about being aggressive, changing up your play calls, and maybe breaking your own tendencies, because you have got to stop this offense just marching down the field.
And the Golden Bears have it with a first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
I think coming into this season, they thought in order to have success, we have got to be able to run the ball and get this guy going. He hasn't scored yet this year, but a golden opportunity right now to finally break the seal.
We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Can the D deny them on second and goal? Scores on the sneak. These guys are really hitting their stride in week 4 as they push out that lead.
And that's what makes this quarterback so dangerous, fellas. He can hurt you throwing the ball, but man, is he ever dangerous and explosive with his feet. You have got to be able to get this guy on the ground. If you don't, he has got way too much wiggle and speed. You saw it right there.
Clemson, 7.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. These guys have taken some body blows in the first half, but now a chance to do something to feel a little better going into halftime.
Reese, they got to respond now. They got to put points on the board right here, cut into this deficit, create a little bit of momentum, because this one's going to get out of hand otherwise.
Yeah, there are a lot of offenses out there that might just say, okay, let's just regroup and figure it out. This offense doesn't have time to do that. They've got to be aggressive. They've got to throw it downfield. They've got to score points.
They've got the screen set up. Hard running there. And it's pretty obvious there was a big hole in that screen, and the defense ran right through it. You You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. Looking downfield, it's Connors. Fires to the wideout. Got him downfield. He'll have enough for the first down, and they stop him at the 45. Clemson is quick to the line.
That's a first down for the offense.
Looking downfield on first down. Makes the grab. Boy, that was a precision play all the way around. Throw, catch, tackle, bang, bang, bang. And the Tigers with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Makes the grab. He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short. Timeout called by the offense, and now they just have one remaining in the half. The Tigers come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to convert here. On 3rd and short, they'll try to pick it up with the pass. And that'll be incomplete. They certainly weren't afraid to take a shot there, and now it's 4th down. So Clemson is lining up to punt this one away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. He won't be able to return this one as it goes out of bounds. The Cal offense is headed back onto the field. They've got some time to work with here, Jesse, and if they get a first down, they might really get aggressive.
I'd be aggressive right out of the gate. I'd be throwing for a first down. If I get it, then it's pedal to the metal. I'm in that 2-minute mode to try to score a touchdown or get a field goal.
But I do think this is a situation where you also have to understand that I have the lead going into the half. I've got the momentum, so don't do anything stupid here.
To the air on 2nd down. Snagged in the middle. It's Best. Gets it down to the 33. They pick up the first down. Got to use their time wisely. To the air on first down. Quarterback just flat missed it. Incomplete.
The quarterback's lucky on that play because when you miss slant throws behind, if the defense is in zone coverage, there might be a defender standing right there willing to take that ball and return it for a touchdown.
Pulls it in. It's Best. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play called and everyone on the same page here. The Golden Bears come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep this drive moving. It's caught. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. Now they'll try to cash in this drive. 1st and 10 from the 50. Looking to throw on first down. Makes the catch. It's Tolzien. He gets it inside the 30 and out of bounds at the 29, and they are rolling.
Well, this offense told us coming in they were going to challenge this secondary early and often. They were going to use their speed to their advantage and take advantage of this quarterback's touch and arm talent. And already in the 2nd quarter, they've got over 200 yards thrown.
The pass is incomplete, and the clock will stop with 5 seconds left. Just enough time for one final play of the half. To the ground with the back. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play. Waning seconds of the first half, and they'll try to tack on a 3 before they head to the locker room. They've already put one field goal on the board. This one will need to be well struck from 44 yards out. Didn't make them sweat at all. It's good. And that will extend their lead even further. That's going to wrap up the first half here. And now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
All right, guys, a delightful first 2 quarters today from there in Berkeley.
And the Golden Bears will boot it away to start the second half. He'll start the return inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. They come into this 3rd quarter with a lot of work they need to get done.
Yeah, and it starts with this possession. And I'm going piece by piece. I know this is coach speaking, very simple. I score, I get a stop. I score, I get back in this game, but it's got to be one drive at a time.
It's going to have to be, but I think the mindset offensively is we're probably going to have to score every time we get it because our defense has been struggling. They have not been getting a lot of stops, so this is a critical drive here for this offense.
Gets it out to the 25-yard line, a gain of 3.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Really nice job to get it past the sticks, pick up the first down at the 30. Clemson jumps to the line.
Really good job running the ball, getting that first down. Now here comes the tempo.
To throw, it's Connors. Unleashes one. All by himself. Defense caught out of position, and they get him down finally at the 38.
And after that long completion for the first down, did you see everybody sprinting to the line of scrimmage offensively? They want to go tempo right now.
From the gun, to give, looking for room. Knocked down at the 35 after a pickup of 3. Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7.
A nice job being gap sound by this defense. And here you go. Watch what this offense does. They'll get right back on the ball, and they'll go really quick, so you've got to be prepared.
Well, the defense didn't have a lot of time to celebrate that last big play because here's the offense right away back at the line of scrimmage, ready to roll again with tempo.
Wide receiver going in motion. On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Turns it loose. Wide open, he makes the catch. Defense makes a stop, but the chains move, and it's 1st and goal from the 8. The Tigers didn't start this drive with great field position, but they have moved methodically down the field. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Picked up some of what they needed on first down. Now it's 2nd and goal from the 5. The run up the middle, trying to find his way to the goal line. They get him in the backfield, and he loses 3 on the play.
It's looking like they're going to have to try to throw this one into the end zone here on third down, David. Quarterback's got to be careful. Can't get greedy because you know these windows, they close fast.
Extremely tight windows. Find your big body guys that you know can win in contested situations here on third down.
Oh, they're after him. Can't make the grab as he was going for 6 right there. And they'll send out the field goal unit. He'll boot it from the left side, and from this distance, that angle ought to be fairly easy. Dead center perfect. It's our forced to settle for the field goal.
And you want a touchdown, and you want to be aggressive, but, man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
Cal gets it back, the sturdy Golden Bear offense on its way to the field. He wants to change this route. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. And the defense forced that incompletion with the deflection.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
Connection to the right. He goes out of bounds, but there is a flag on the field. Let's see what this one's about. So that penalty is going to cost them the first down as they back up, and now it's 2nd down. Now on 2nd down. Wants to go up top. Got it in the middle. It's Gilliam. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down.
And I love when my quarterback sees zone and knows exactly where to go with the football. Sees the wide receiver running the drag route, knows when to throw it, pulls the trigger for the easy completion.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. Oh, did he find a hole in the defense? And they finally get him down, but not before. He's got him set up for business at the 49-yard line. The Golden Bears have it with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on 1st down.
Yeah, and you just wonder if the defense now is taking out some frustration. Obviously, they've been getting lit up all over the place. And that time, they finally gave it back to the offense there. Really nice, big, clean hit. This defense needs a little bit more of that as the game goes on.
Brings up 3rd down.
The defense trying to get a stop on 3rd down from the 44. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws to the tight end. Can't make the grab in this offense, which has been brilliant this season on 3rd down. Doesn't convert this time. And the Golden Bears will try to pin them back with the punt. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. Always good to get points on a drive, David, but chip shot field goals can leave you a little empty.
And I think it's great to get points, but the great teams get touchdowns in the red area. You got to get out there this time and execute a little better on this drive.
You're absolutely right, David. And generally, the best red zone offenses are the ones that run the ball the best. So let's see if they can be a little bit more physical on this drive.
Looking for a man. It's Connors. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit.
And that's your goal. Separate man from ball. Try to get your shoulder in there on the catch point and really give him something to think about. Physically jar that football and knock it out. Nice job by the defender.
They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the 1st down.
Definitely been tough sledding for this guy, especially in the 1st half. They gave him the ball a bunch, but they just don't have a ton of yards on the ground to show for it at this point. That looked like a pretty good run, though. You just wondered maybe in the 2nd half, if they keep giving him the football, it may start paying some dividends.
And coming out in the 2nd half, this offense, they needed to establish this run game. They needed to get something going. They're losing. They've got to find a way to get a flow, to get a rhythm. And so far here to start this 2nd half, defense picking up where it left off.
Can't make the grab. Quarterback just missed him a little bit.
Unfortunate with that incompletion. The quarterback and his intended target not on the same page.
And this offense just can't afford not to get the 1st down here. Already trailing big, and the clock is not their friend. On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. Under fire. Trying to escape and get it himself. And the defense is there to stop him short of the 1st down. Clemson will send the punt team out. Very little will make a crowd hold its breath like a punt return, and he brought them to their feet on that one. Looking for a crease, it's Tolzien. They make the stop at the 37, but not before he's got 10 yards and the 1st down. So they move the sticks on the run. Let's see what they do with this one. That's the end of the period, and Cal is on top. And they've built a comfortable lead after 3 quarters of play. Let's take a look at how we've gotten here. They go back to work in the final period of this one. Might as well give it to him again. And he runs through one tackle and picks up a few.
It's a point in the game, I think, as a coaching staff where you really challenge your offensive line to go win the football game, right? We've got to lead late. We're going to run the football. And the defense and everybody in the stadium knows that's what's going to happen. Can we run the ball down their throats and impose our will? That's what this offense right now is trying to do.
Snap's going to come from the 23 on 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on first down. Right on the money.
And quarterback, receiver on the same page. Nice job seeing the zone, understanding the drag route concept. Easy pitch, easy catch.
The Golden Bears with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. They'll run it from the gun. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a first down.
I think you have to like what you see if you're the coaching staff here. Your offense is on the field, and it looks like you got a pretty good drive going, and you're just going to try and keep this thing marching, keep the clock ticking. You've got a really nice lead here late. Just want to...
Big guy tries to barrel in. Touchdown, Golden Bears! And the stomping has commenced. As they push that lead out, a really good opportunity to get back in the win column.
Nice job on the route and catch by the tight end scoring that touchdown. And it doesn't matter what play this offense calls. All game long, everything has been working. This has been a masterclass in offensive productivity.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. It looks as if this game is going to be one to just drag to the recycle bin, but the idea now is to finish strong and just take whatever happens in the rankings next week. Just a short pass to the tight end. Found a little bit of room to operate, but he'll be stopped just short of the first down. And the Tigers can really attack on this 2nd and short. On the option. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
They just haven't been able to get much going in this game. The defense has definitely had their number, and here they are late. You're asking yourself, why are they still running the football, trailing this much late in the game? But that's basically a microcosm of how this game has gone.
Can't get him to the ground. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Clemson ready to go back to work with another first down. Looking downfield, it's Connors. Escapes trouble. And here comes the offense on 2nd down. Looking to fire. A little screen to the running back. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed.
Screen pass just not working there. You figure at this point of the game, trailing, you're going to have to be more aggressive and take some shots. You usually run screen passes when you think there's going to be a blitz, but because the defense has the lead, they're just sitting back and playing big zones.
The RPO, it's complete. He is not going to get there. Stopped short of the line to gain, and it'll be 4th down. On 4th down, they'll throw for it. He'll loft one deep down the left side. Makes a catch, converts on 4th down, is still on his feet.
This guy's done a lot of good things early this year throwing the football. With that last completion, that now takes him over 1,000 yards passing for the year.
This Clemson offense moving quickly down the field. They'll throw it from the red zone. And he's got it! Touchdown, Clemson!
Really nice job by the quarterback there of just letting the play develop. He had his eyes down the middle of the field, and I think when he saw that deep middle area vacated, he said to himself, I've got a guy running right into that area. I'm throwing this thing on time, and this is going to be a touchdown, and that's exactly what happened.
So a drive there of 82 yards. They still have work to do, trailing by 2 possessions here in the 4th. They'll line up for the onside kick. The Cal offense is headed back onto the field. They'll run it. They want to take their time here. He stopped at the 32, picks up 10 on the play and gets the first down. They moved the chains on the ground last time. Let's see if they try to hit him up top. Wants to throw on 1st down. And they're not quite in rhythm there. It's incomplete. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Might be calling a hot route. Gonna swing it on 2nd down. Quickly complete. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. A little less room to work with now. Oh, he's got some space. Quick timeout call by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Just inside the red zone, 1st and 10 from the 19. Handoff from the gun. Stopped at the 13-yard line as they try to turn this into points. The defense calls the timeout, and that's their last one of the half. 2nd down, he'll throw it. He's got it on the move. He steps out of bounds, but not before he has enough to set him up 1st and goal. New set of downs right on the doorstep for this offense. They'll use the running game on 1st and goal. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. It'll be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
On target. They go up top to get it down to the 5-yard line as they try to pay off this drive.
Well, short completion setting up 3rd down now. Who is your best playmaker that you can target in this area of the field?
They've pushed it forward down to the 5, but now looking at 3rd and goal. From the gun, wants to pass. And the quarterback caught up to and sacked at the 12. So here comes the field goal unit. They've been doing work today. They've already made a couple. And the kicker delivers the 3 ball to finish off the drive. And they'll push that lead out a little further.
And with that kick, man, it's a tall order for the other side. I mean, down 3 possessions. Like, this offense is going to have to get the ball and do something with it, and do it quickly if they want to get back in this football game.
Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. This has been a really disappointing performance, David, no question about that, but they can find some positives.
Yeah, and every time you watch the tape, you know, Jesse, coaches are pointing out, look at this. This was open if we'd have just ran the details to the right route, hung on to the football. Little things can make a big difference.
Yeah, that's why they call it a game of inches, David. But I'll say this, if you're on offense, don't go on social media this week. It ain't going to be pretty after this performance. You've got to lock in. You got to take the week of practice very seriously and find those positives that you can build off, David, that you're talking about.
Looking for a man. It's Connors. Floats it out in space. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Sprinting to the line to try to get this one off. Clock's running. 3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Here's a heat. And he tried to make something happen with his feet, but they stopped him short, and it'll bring up a 4th down. Needing to convert, Clemson comes to the line. Likely a lost cause, but they'll throw it again. Bringing the heat. Avoids pressure. He'll pull it down and run. That will be the final play as they make the stop, and the clock has expired here. It's really the most common type of upset we see every year. The home field advantage is so big, and especially when you have a ranked team come to town, they love to play spoiler.
Yes, and what needed to happen happened in this football game. Something good to happen early to get the belief and to get this crowd involved. And when the crowd gets involved, Jesse, it changes the game, and I think it had a lot to do with the outcome today.
I agree. I'll tell you, regardless whether this team is ranked or unranked, when their home crowd is like they were today, they're tough to beat, period. And you know this crowd and these fans, they're going to be celebrating this win for days and days to come.